Hey y'all, what's going on? This is your man Sabir ALIM. What's happening? What's popping? Well, as always, we got merchandise dropping. So today, I'd like to take you on shopping, not a shopping spree, but little. We do some shopping every now and then, and we pick up clips depending on what it is that we desire to work on. So I go to Etsy. Etsy is the best place to go if you're looking for certain images. So what we do is we go into Etsy, we look for instance, I'm going to be looking today for some more designs that I can use to create more merchandise for males. Have a ton of stuff for females. I'll let you see what it is that we have. But I got a ton of stuff for females, butterflies, flowers, like a lot of things for women, all those things, but I don't have a lot of stuff for men. So basically, when we start doing our designs, what we're ultimately doing is getting a clip. And we start designing from there. It may be a little boy just standing there holding a balloon. Well, we'll create the rest ourselves, but we work around a particular image that we're using. So the little boy may very well be the center, and we start building around it. We put playgrounds and other kind of things in the environment to make for a really, 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 really good design. So we don't buy the clips and just take those and put it on our stuff. Absolutely not. And I'm going to walk you through that because I really need for you to see and understand what goes into what we do for ALIM4U.net. Right? I really need for you to be able to see that. So we go to Tumblr designs, right? Because you get bundles, you get all kind of great deals. As you see here, let me just take you to some of them so you can kind of see. This is one here. And what it actually has is it's a 220-ounce tumbler designs. And it's going to give you different images. And people display them differently in each one. You have these that they scroll like this. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, I need to be able to actually see the image. So I look for images in different sites where I can actually see the detail because it's important, the detail for me. It's important that I'm able to see how much I need to put into it because depending on how many pixels is in a design will really determine whether I want to use it or not. So, I look for different things. This is 101 laser files for 40-ounce tumbler, right? So we look at different things, here in the designs. We can enlarge them so you can get a closer look at them, right? And you thumb through. And these are some, pretty nice images. You look at them and you see how many pixels they are, and some of them will show you, whether it's PDF, PNG, JPEG, whatever it is. It'll tell you what they are, right? And these are the images that you can get a chance to look at up close. See how you can just scroll over that, and you can see the different designs. I fix stuff, and all these things like this are modified by us. We don't use the whole image. You might just use the sunflower in here and put other flowers around it and build around it, put butterflies and bees and other backgrounds in there. Here we may change, fix stuff and add other little things in here, add color to it and things of that nature, right? change the color of the eyes of the tiger, add some color. It's so many different things that we do to design, like this heart tumbler, right? You can always take and put a three-dimensional art in a 3D heart right on top of there, and it'll look like it's actually coming off of the tumbler. And we can add some other colors. We can add some words into the hearts. I don't know if those are words in there, what they are, but you change it. You can trim it up in black, at the top and the bottom. You can add so many different things to it where you're not just taking, well, this is how we operate. We're not just taking somebody's design. Not that it's anything wrong with that. You do it whatever you know how to do. You do your best with it. It's just giving you some ideas on how to use the different things in here. So, pretty much what I'll do is I'll just scan through and see what it is that. Now, this one here is $2.13. I want you to look at prices too, because prices for me matter. I'm not spending a whole bunch of money when I'm getting these. I try to find stuff that's on sale, but I'm always looking for stuff that's relevant. I have a ton of stuff, and I'm going to show you shortly what it is that I have already. So I'm just looking for particular things. Like I have, I'll show you. So like this one here, this is an American flag, right? This is a beautiful piece, right? Beautiful piece. It's a dear American flag, 20-ounce skinny tumbler, sublimation design, right? So this is what you want. You're looking for sublimation wraps, because everything is not going on necessarily onto a tumbler, but you look at it's a three-dimensional piece, man. It's a beautiful piece of art, right? There's your final. So for this right here, something like this, there's a lot that I could do to this, right? Just to make it personalized. I can take other plants, colored plants, to give it another layer, to give it another depth. I can make this three-dimensional. I can frame it up and make it look like it's inside of a cave. I can, enhance the colors in here. I can change the color of the deer, right? I can change his color. I can lighten up the antlers, make the antlers, different, give them a different texture. I can just throw some flowers or something in here. I can throw some military stuff in here. I can have some soldiers. I can put a soldier here. There's so many things that we would do to this, that it wouldn't just be this. It wouldn't be just this. And that's the idea behind how we design our merchandise. How we design. There's effort, there's work put into this, right? When we do it, this would be in the center of the woods. It'd be a deeply wooded area. There's wood, trees and all plant foliage all in the background, and just this is actually merged into it by using Photoshop. You have a lot of fade functions that are in PowerPoint, and you can just fade the edges, make the soften the edges, and you can put this into any setting you want, and you can make this image lighter and make it stand out in the middle of the woods, like, give the flag more vibrancy, where it actually looks like, it's glowing. So it's so many different things that we would actually do with this. Beautiful image, beautifully structured deer. I mean, the muscular, it's just beautiful, right? So looking at doing things like that, then, you have they have other things that they do. So you will look at other things that, the seller does as well, right? I'm just trying to take you. See, here's the bundle of the year: shoes, kicks, PNG, basketball. So this is $4 for 4 million PNG SFG mega bundle, right? So you open something like this up and you kind of get an idea for, right? It's shoes, kicks, sneakers designs. It's all kind of designs in here that you can put onto your tumbler, Yeah, listen, this stuff is amazing, man. If you see in the background here, see this? You can make your tumbler look like a sneaker. Yeah, that's real popular for a lot of people. A lot of people actually add actual strings to it. They add actual things to it to make it even feel like it's actually a sneaker. Inflated, funny, unique designs. You can kind of take a gander at some of the things. There are all types of designs. You know, when you're doing this, man, you never know what you're going to need. You never know what you're going to need. And you want to stay away from copywriting. Stay away from trying to use a sporting team or something like that, you know, because that can cost you. You know, when you see these kind of things, in most cases, they've been approved by Etsy to be able to be used, but Etsy can't catch everything, right? So don't just jump on some things like this here. It's lifesavers, right? Some of these things that are in here, right, I would love to use, but I need to make sure that there's an authorization to be able to use that these are actually designs that are not, and I'm not saying these are, I'm just simply pointing it out because I'm coming upon it. So everything, look at all this it tells you. I love city, multiple individual images, LGBTQ, multiple liquefied colors. You look at all these things, you know, all these things can be used. You never know what you're going to encounter. You got something for everything right in here. It's one purchase, and it tells you all you need to start a business, right? So it's the bundle of the year, 4 million Tumblr designs. And no, I'm not getting paid to do any of these. I'm just showing you these because, you know, these people in the business are making money too. But I'm just showing you what you want to be looking for. You have all these packs. Look at $1.49, 500 plus variety pack, right? Look at the designs here, man. Just look at the designs. Look at that. Just look at all the different designs you have, right? Look at the designs you have, man. Just look at the designs. You have a little bit of everything here. Something for children, you know, something for animal lovers, you know, fishermen. This is a great, and I'll be looking for some of this today. I had originally lined some up at some point. I guess I didn't order them, but I like 3D stuff. I like, sporting things. You have dragons. You have, see, a lot of stuff for women. I have already, so I don't want to go into, you know, more stuff. But look at this. Look at the wolf howling at the moon. You know, you got dog, mama. You have different things here. Elephant, right? I may snap at any moment. That's for anybody. You got pet lovers. You got people who love frogs. Look at the elephants, man. Look at the elephants. See the elephants? Look at that. And see stuff like this. We get this kind of stuff. I can make that whole background look like an African Sahara, right? I can have giraffes and other animals in the background. I can have a lake, a river. I can change the sunset. I can put other animals in the foreground. It's so many things that we do with images like this. We change the whole thing. We change the whole thing around. That's how we shop. That's what we do at ALIM4U. So just wanted to give you an idea. You have all kinds of stuff, things that you can think of, right? That you would love to make, you would love to sell. It's here. It's here, man. It is. There's no way you can't find in. Look at this. Just look at all the stuff you see here. You got religious stuff, Christian, Tumblr, PNGs. You got all kind of statements here already made for you. Already have the backgrounds to it. All you actually have to do is just, like I said, what we do, we just enhance everything. You know, if the cross is on there and it's just flat, we make that cross 3-dimensional. We make it look like the cross is actually coming up off the paper, like it's rising. You know, we do those kinds of things. So, you know, we don't sell merchandise, right? Like we don't just buy the Tumblr wraps and just put them on. Again, if that's your flow, that's your flow. If you're spending your money and you're going out, you're buying t-shirts, you're buying tumblers, you're buying umbrellas. We sell those all. We sell towels, hand towels, kitchen towels. Listen, umbrellas, shoes. We do all of that stuff, man. So we want to make sure, that the stuff we get, is representative of what it is that we want to have shown on our merchandise, right? For us, the pixels is important. Everything we do is a minimum of 600 pixels. Everything is clearly detailed. Like the way you see this, we have a design similar to this. So in the case with this, right? Look at the detail, right? So we would take a design like this, we would enhance the detailing more. I can turn this into a watercolor, an oil painting. I can take the leaves and make the leaves three-dimensional. We would turn this back here. We would turn these leaves into shadows. They would just be black, but we would already have copied and pasted and cut out the gold image on top. You make the bottom layer black, and then you put the gold over top of it to make it look like it's actually lifting up off of the tumbler. These little images here, those take and just put shapes over top of them, the same shape as them, make them whatever color we want, but make it look like it's actually coming up off of the tumbler. We would add butterflies, other kind of beautiful insects, right? Right, and just enhance the entire thing. So it wouldn't even look like this. It wouldn't look like that. We would just change everything on it, but using the same structure. So it's not a difficult task, man. If you really want to put something out, you want to start some merchandise, it's easy to do, man. If you see here, they got pages and pages and pages of different types of wraps. So you can type in sublimation wraps, right? Because what you get with sublimation wraps, it's not just for tumblers. You get for mugs and other things too. So, I just go with sublimation wraps. You look up here. It tells you Christian, floral, roses, liquor and soda, beer, alcoholic. It gives you the different ones here, but you can go from the most relevant. Like I like the price low to high. I like to know what's on sale. That's how I ride. I don't know how you ride. I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of money. If I see something I really, really like, I'll go ahead and spend a few dollars for it. But you see this, these 20 cents for this wrap, right? And we would just take and we would add whatever we want to add to it. We have a ton of wraps, and I don't just like. Sometimes I'm searching for a particular thing, but then that's not always the case. It's not always the case. But they're all worth buying when you have no design, when you have no idea. You like what it looks like, and just take it. You can take something like this and you can put somebody's name on it. People call, hey, I like that. Can you put my name on it? Yes, got you. Right? Baseball mom, and you can put mom's name on it. Just adding it on. You don't have to do all that we do, but I'm just suggesting that when you're looking at buying these, man, like I like this. When you're looking at buying stuff like this, man, just think of all the possibilities that you can do to make it your own. Make it yours, right? I love this. Look at this is on a mug, right? So this is the piece here you would actually order, and you just take it and run it through your process, and here you go. So because these are sublimation wraps, so I do sublimation, and DTF printing. Right. Also do hand painted fashions. Haven't picked up my brush yet to start doing it, but also do hand. But look at this. Just think of the possibilities with this here. Adding colored water to this. Putting elephants, back inside of here. Having some other kind of images that go along with this, like what's the guy's name on that ride the bike with his head on fire or whatever. Have him, on a motorcycle driving up in here somehow. See, but you have to look at it because you can keep it like this or you can zoom it. See how this is zoomed and large? You can make it as large as you want. You can take up the whole picture here. See, but you got the front, the back. Look at that. The left and the right, and you got the back. See, this is what your cup would actually look like. But just think if you threw something else in there. Just think, what else could you throw in there, right? You can put something in the eyes. You can have a worm coming out of the eye. You can have so many different things that I would do with something like that. And that's kind of stuff that, we're looking at. And then the other piece to it is when you click on some of this stuff, they have more stuff that they actually do. Like I said, I'm always looking at things and I'm always looking at the clarity of the images because I can enhance the clarity. I can enhance the clarity. These are digital downloads. I started doing digital downloads some time ago. At some point, I'm going to start back doing digital downloads because it's a very lucrative business, especially if you have really good designs. And the idea is to get your work out. The idea is for people to be able to say, hey, we got this merchandise over here that's designed by ALIM4U. So you look at all these different things. Look at the eagle, right? Look at the eagle. 27 cents, man. Look at what you've created. 27 cents. And you get the download. It comes right to you. And you do whatever you want to do with this. You can have a Dallas Cowboy, the star just floating in the water, for those of you who are Cowboy fans. But you understand what I'm saying? So don't not see more from this shop than as a digital download of a deer. Like if you like their work, the stuff that they put out, you look for other stuff that you may also like. You look for these kind of things, and you can take some of this stuff. Listen, some of this stuff you can merge together. Like I could take something like this and I could merge it with this. I could have it this in all the way in the background up over here in the mountains and bring this further up and put the just that 3/4 of the eagle there. So it'd be something else, turn it into something else, another story. Right, is what I would actually do because everything we do is actually a story when you look at it. It's actually telling you something. You just have to look at it. See, look at this. 27 cents. This is a watercolor. I can tell by the way it's designed. It's a watercolor. So I could turn this whole picture into an oil painting. And I can insert other animals. I can have baby deer in there, doe. I can put just about anything I want in there. I can add a sunrise to it, and put the reflection of the sun down in here. It's a ton of things. That's 27 cents, 75% off. It's so much that I would actually do with that. Right. So I would just actually look at it and, some watercolors, they're really good, but you can't enhance some of them with so much. So you have to be able to look. This is nicely detailed. You can see each one of the little hairs sticking out. I like this. I like it's almost a 3-dimensional image because this is a big buck. It's nice. So all that looks really nice. And you can just take and add little things. This looks like it's a fall, autumn kind of, right? You can take other flowers. You can take flowers and put flowers in here, right? You can take it in the background. You can add, some more distance back there. You can put a house all the way in the back there and make it look like it's actually a far away. So much that we would actually do, with a piece like this. I love it. I really do. I love it. It's a beautiful design. I'll add it to the cart, right? And just have it, and I'll just keep on going, keep shopping, doing what I'm doing. Right, so it'll stay in my cart. Just got when you're shopping in there, you got to make sure that you keeping with your stuff too, because sometimes it'll leave. So you will make sure you go back to the same page, or you'll be having multiple pages with carts, and you'll have to go through each one. So I'll pick that up first, and I'll see if there's any more that I may like there. But that one, see, I like that one because it gives me room to do anything I want to do with it. Right? And that's what I'll do. I'll go shopping, and I'll buy something. Right, so we're 3. So I'll just quickly go through. These are really, really great, these images here, because you can put them with other things. So I like to look at that, blow it up so I can see it. I like the detail. I can put things on the ball where I can put people's names on it. Because of the broken, cracked up piece, you can take and actually soften the edges and do things with that. So I can pick that up. And I'll just go keep on looking through things. And again, it's certain things that I want to look for, right? Like, I love this. This is a beautiful image. Look at that. Now, this is a watercolor image as well. That's beautiful. So you see what it looks like on the shirt. And again, this is 40 cents. It's 40 cents, right? And you can take and do so much with that one image. And this is a good time of the year to get your holiday stuff. Look at the prices. 39 cents, 325 plus Christmas. Look at this. You can spend $1 and get all 4 of those. And look at what you have. 325, 495, 595, 6, 720, 720. 4, 8, 12, for $1.60, $2. Right? If you're a Trump fan, you got a whole bunch of stuff there. All right. If you like eagles, but don't know what eagles that is, but it could be any eagle you want it to be. And take your time. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot that you're going to find. This is not hurried. Look at this. That's perfect. Look at that. Look at the beauty of that. Look at it. Now, just imagine what you could do with that. And look like it has some kind of something on it, some kind of writing on it, but that means nothing to what I'm going to layer over top of it. See, these look really nice for a person like me. I could actually create something like that. I don't want to buy something I can create. But if you're not creative like that, you can always get another piece of clip art to add to this. You can put lettering on it. You can just use your PowerPoint lettering and add stuff to that, right? You can create something that will just cover that, still having that in the background, but you make the image a transparency and make it all blend in. So it's a lot of things again that can come out of that. It all depends on what you want to do. And over a period of time, each week I'll be showing you how to do different things. When it comes to creating your own, you can get all of this stuff, make it your own. Learn how to just make it your own. But I'm not afraid to share any secrets, right? I know that ALIM4U is the best at it. But no, I encourage everybody, man, do your own. Buy these, but do your own. Make it your own. Add small little things to just make it your own. Just make it your own. You say, well, what can I do with this? There's a lot that you can do with this. Just look at it. You can put your own stuff on it. Like I said, these here, right? They're just shapes. You can take and you can get Christmas balls from off one of these other clip art. You just make, take a round circle. If you use PowerPoint, make a insert shape and put one of those and put them over top of these, right? You can put them over top of these, make it bigger than these. They can really stand out. And you can put like images inside of the Christmas balls. You can get mistletoe and put a piece of mistletoe over top of this. There's so many things you can do. This is a one-dimensional image. Make it three-dimensional, right? Put a stocking over there. Put a candy cane there. Utilize what you have here, right? It's flat when you get it. Got to remember that. It's flat when you get it. So if you just took and inserted a circle here, and then you take and you go over to, if you're using PowerPoint, you go over to shape effects and you use the bevel effect. You can actually make them three-dimensional. Put a shadow behind it to make it look like it's coming off of the. There's so many things that you can do just to make this yours. Just to make it yours. You can put these little furry balls. You can get one of them somewhere in there, cut and paste, use different features that they have available in PowerPoint. Use PowerPoint, man. There's so much in there you can learn by just using PowerPoint. You can have these little furry balls on the tips of these horns if you wanted to. You can have mistletoe, a garland hanging off of little strands of garland. You can do so many different things with that. You can add texture to the scarf. Put little reindeer, get miniature reindeer they have in some of the clip art, and just put it's different things that you can do to everything. You don't have to put out exactly what it is that you're getting. Look at Pluto. What goes with Pluto, right? Think about it. You can put Mickey somewhere in there. Right? You can turn this into another color. You can make these bursts, whatever color you want to make them. You understand? So that's what I want you to understand. When you're doing this, right, you can do anything you want to do. You can do anything you want to do with these. You can change them into anything you want. But I want you to look at your price. Here's one. 49 cents, 900 plus Happy Easter Tumbler Wrap Mega Bundle. Easter's coming up, right? Easter's coming up. Look at all the designs. That's for $1. $1. You buy yourself a case of mugs, a case of tumblers. Look at all the designs you already have right here. Look. Just look. Look at all these designs, man. It's diverse, right? Yeah, black children, white children, right? It's diverse. It services all your needs. I mean, that's if you choose to use a diverse assortment of merchandise. I do, right? So you look at that. Look, 49 cents, half price. You can make a ton of money just using that. Ton of money just using that, right? You got the 4th of July stuff right here. Look at that, man. Best dad ever. Look at that. Look. Look. You put names on it. It's all different kinds of things that you can do with this. And you don't have to show the whole thing. You can just have the image there in the middle and have it in color in the background. Just soften the edges and plop this right into the multicolored one that we looked at. I would take something like this, soften the edges all the way around, and put it right on in there. Put it right on in there. I'm going to show you how to do it. Today's just a shopping day. Today's the shopping day. I want to show you how it works. I want to show you where we begin, you know, when we go shopping for things, and show you how it all comes together for us. I want you to see that. I want you to see the labor of love that goes into designing merchandise at ALIM4U. I want you to see that. I want to be very transparent in terms of how we put things together, because you can do this too. You can do this too. Now this says Philly. So what piqued my interest is the fact that it says Philly. So I would want to check this person out because they got Philly up there, right? I can do a lot with this. See this? Philly, I can turn this into anything I want to, right? I can put an eagle there. I'm not using nobody's logo. A bird is a bird. If you go to the ALIM4U website, you'll see I have a jacket. It's a bird's life. Big giant eagle, P hanging around its neck. What do you call that? When you see the skyline, Philly skyline, right? A couple other things in there. And at the bottom, it says Philly born and bred. At the top, it says it's a bird's life, right? I didn't violate any copyrights. The bird is a bird. I'm not using any NFL logo. I'm not putting the Eagles name on there. I can put Eagles, but it doesn't. As long as I'm not using their font, none of that stuff, I'm not violating. This, that's what's up. It's so much you can put on the inside of these letters. So much you can do with that, right? You can take and remove the entire background, and you can put this over top of something else. But that's nice, right? Look at easy to peel technology. So this is a DTF transfer, right? So you got to understand the process is different than the sublimation. So this is a DTF, and you got to pay attention when you're getting them, right? Because they're selling you, it's a ready to press transfer. It's already done, right? So because it's a ready to press transfer, right? You got to pay attention. There's things you can do with it, things in the back. A whole thing in the background and then put this over top because it's a DTF transfer. So the application is different, right? So it's a lot that you can do with this. But look at this. You keep everything stays the same color in the background. So then I would scroll down to see what else they got, right? So you see here, right? You see here what they have, right? So if you're doing Eagle stuff, right? So you just have to be aware of what to use, what not to use, right? What fonts, because fonts will get you nailed. You turn around and make $20,000 off of something, right? Just be aware of what it is that you're using, how you're using it. If you don't know, just ask somebody. Join one of those. I'm a member of a handful of sublimation groups on Facebook. Find one, man. They'll answer any question you listen. You'll get a response from 50, 60, 100 people about a thing. And we all come to the same conclusion when it comes to copyrights. Hey, man, if you got a question, it's probably a good chance you don't do it. And again, I'm not saying that in regards to the one that I just covered. It just brings up that point. You got a haunted house one. Look at this, right? There's so many different things that you can add to that. So I haven't been shopping in a minute, so I'm just going shopping. And again, whatever choice you make and whatever it is that you want to print, you make the choice. You got keychain here, right? Look at this, boy clip art. So you got boy clip art. Now I see men there. I don't see no boys, but right. Look at what you got. How many different images do you have? Right? That's what you want to look at. It tells you 18 PNG bundle, man, clip art, grandfather, blind, friend, commercial use. Right? It tells you the use. And check with stuff like that too. Sometimes, man, listen, you got dirty people out there. Sometimes people will put stuff up there, and if you don't fully read its use, they'll put it on there like not for commercial use, for instance. And you go out there and you put your stuff online and selling it, and they'll wait till you make a few dollars and they go hit you with a fee. Well, in order to use this commercially, watch people, man. Just watch people. People are just slimy, and so many. Look, Mickey Mouse, if you like Mickey, here's a whole, look at 50 cents for Mickey. Right? For Mickey, just think how much you can do with Mickey. Baseball mama shirts, jackets. These are I can manipulate anything in terms of what I want it to be. Right? So these are already sized for your tumbler. But understand that they can also be resized and used for shirts and things of that nature. And that's a process of learning. I use PowerPoint and I use Photoshop. Get yourself Photoshop, when you can. When you start making a few coins or you decide, hey, I want to take my stuff to another level, get Photoshop. Get Photoshop. Photoshop allows you, and it's others out there that people use. I use PowerPoint. That's all I use is PowerPoint and Photoshop. And it does it all for me. You have people who use, for instance, Canva. Canva is good. I still take it to Photoshop. I'm not saying you have to. It all depends on what you're looking to do. 150 plus 3D Super Mario tumbler. Look at that, 50 cents. 150 plus 3D Mario. 3D. All right, so let me skip on over to a few. Look like I'm getting into some sporting stuff. So we got a lot of Philadelphia stuff, which I would just jump on. Aztec, that kind of work there. I'll skip past that. Right, and you can type in whatever it is you're looking for. So like I can type in here 3D. right? And I can get some 3D sublimation wrap. So if I want to look for some three-dimensional stuff, right? See the difference in the works, right? So now I want to look for 3D animal, right? And they say they bring you up some animals, and you price them whatever way you want to, right? Price low to high, high to low, most relevant, and see what's really jumping out there, right? You got some dogs, right? Look at this 250 sublimation wraps, 250, five design sets included. So you got five design sets included, right? You want to look at them, see what they got going on. What's the design sets, right? Sublimation wrap designs. You got floral, 3D floral designs, right? You got freestyle designs bundle, cat fun if you into cats, 20-ounce skinny tumblers, right? It all depends on what you're looking for. It all depends on what you're looking for. I have a lot of inflatable ones, make it look like it's puffy. Well, not Puff Daddy, but puffed. Look at this. This is beautiful, right? That's beautiful. You could just change the search to be whatever you want it to be, man. If you love dogs, got something for dogs. I have this one here. See the African savannah, but I remember I was talking about the savannah. You got the other elephants in the forefront. You take this, you reduce this, put it in the background, and you look like it's just a sunset miles in the back. Rhino hole in the wall, so you can always take something like this, right? And again, I look at prices and I look at detail. Look at that. Right? And this shows you the image itself, right? So it's a double image like that. It tells you all digital work in the shop is originally created and owned. You may, for commercials, you may use the file as is or modify it, but it must be a physical item you sell, right? It must be a physical item. You may not resell the file. Upload files and elements from my shop on print on demand websites. So you can't, you can't upload this file. You can't share the file with other people or share it on any other platform, right? So people put their terms of use in it, and that's what I say. You got to check things so you're aware of how that image can be used. You understand? It's important. Because a lot of people, they'll go right to the image and then they'll never look and see, oh, I can't, my bad. This is a 10 bundle mug set. This is for mugs. Beautiful mugs. Beautiful. Right? I like the ones with this cracking wall around it because I can put it in anything. Like cats, and the cats, hippopotamus bursting out of the water. I love these. Anything with a hole like this and break, you can, because there's so much you can do with it. So many places you can put it. Right? It's $1.97, right? See, deer, forest, hole in wall, mug wrap. Beautiful. It's a three-dimensional. See, you look at that, bring it up so you can see it. Right. This, see how you can make the mug itself any color and just place this in the center of it. Right. I could take this and make this look even more cavernous by softening the edges all the way around, putting a black shadow behind it, and letting the edges just creep into the blackness where it would just be a hole. And then on the other side, I would find a deer that's I can flip this in another direction. I can have the back of a deer, right, and put that. It's so many different things that I would do with it. But then there. Look at this 3D deer clip art. That's $5. Here's a mega bundle, 3D tumbler wrap bundle. What's in there? 2,500. Look at this, beautiful, right? All this is 3D. You got to look at that. All of this is 3D. Understand? It's all three-dimensional. And my flavors in this. See, I talked about the wall. So you look at it. It's all three-dimensional. It's all three-dimensional. Look at that. It's all three-dimensional. There's so much you can do with these. Look at that. You got a lot of stuff in there. 2,900 plus 30. I think plus, I don't know if that's supposed to be 3D or 30. I don't know. Plus, I don't know if that's 3D tumbler, 2,900 plus. I think it's supposed to be 3D tumbler bundle. I think that's what it should be reading as. But look at this. Look at this. Look. That's a lot of three. Look at this, man. You got to look at this stuff. Look. 2,900 pieces. See this stuff down here? Now this is my thing down here. These here, that's my flavor. And there's so much that I could do with all of this. I can bronze the background. It's a ton of things I can do to the background. Then I go back and say, it's $1.24. I'm gonna add that to my cart. Right? I'm gonna add that to my cart. It's kind of stuff you got to look for. Look at this, 314. See the different things that it has in it. These here, I love these again because you can put them on any color. All you got to do is put them in PowerPoint, soften the edges, right? Soften them enough where you can put it right inside of any color mug, do it any kind of way you want to do it. Here's your inflatable. You see what the inflatables look like? Look at this. This is nice. And we're still on 3D. Look at that. Look at this 3D stuff. You got a 600 plus sport bundle, right? 50 wildlife. Look at this. Look at the wildlife. $3. I like that. It's 50. 50 images. 600 football team tumbler wrap, $1.61, right? Over 600. So what we're shopping for today is stuff for men. So you got the football teams, right? So it's 600 plus. You got the Eagles, the Bears, the Giants, the Lions, and again, best-selling tumbler sport designs, right? I can't be creative with those because they already have the designs in them. Love them, great, fantastic. See what else they got for sports. You look down here, look what you got. Photos from reviews, right? You got some more stuff down here. If that's what you're looking for, you go and you jump on sports. You got all the stuff down here. Look at all the stuff down here for sports. All that stuff for sports, right down there, waiting for you. All you do is scroll down. 50 wildlife bundle designs. Those are nice. We just looked at those. I like three-dimensional stuff. 3D mug wraps, mega bundle, $2.41. Right? 10,000 plus 3D mug wraps. Right? So I definitely want to take a gander at that. It's $2.41, man. $2.41. Look at what you got. Let's look at what you got. Look, these things like this, it's just so much that you can just throw onto it. Right? I can turn them into oil paintings, watercolors. I can change the texture on them. I can do anything I want with these, right? Just take the time and just play with your varied software. If you like it, you go and scroll down, see what else they might have that you might like. 3 million laser design bundle. What would that be? 3 million, 10,000 3D mug design bundles. I like bundles. Look at this laser design bundle. What is a laser design? Huh? Laser cut mega bundle for designed for diode CO2 and fiber lasers. We haven't even opened up our laser yet, but look at these, right? So you can get anything you want. Forest Spirit Animal Bundle, 9 wraps. 3D mug wrap designs. See, what you have to understand is when they tell you it's a tumbler wrap, it's already sized. You don't have to do anything to resize it. It's already sized. When it's a mug wrap, you got to look at if it's a 10 ounce, if it's a 12 ounce. How many ounces is the mug? Is it a 15 ounce, right? You want to look at that kind of stuff, right? That's important. This 3D lion tumbler wrap, beautiful. I can change the color of all the flowers. I can change the color of his eyes. I can change the color of the lion. I can do anything I want to do with that just by using PowerPoint or my Photoshop. Look at this. Fish scales. Looks like it's actually a fish. And these are 3-dimensional. Remember that. These are 3-dimensional. Look at this. 70 3D carved baby animals. Look at the red cardinal. Tumblers. 3D. These are 3-dimensional designs. Look at this. This is the bubble, the inflated image. Look at that. I look for stuff that I can manipulate into a creation of our own. I don't look for complete designs. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to trim it. I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to cut it up, gonna chop it up, do what I want to do with it. That's what I look for. Specifically, that's what I look for. You know, some stuff you just can't touch it. You just have to leave it just the way it is. Here's something else: 1,500 3D tumbler designs. I'm telling you, I be on these things, man. I want to see that 3D too. I want to see what they are. I want to look at them. Right? They're all three-dimensional. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for three-dimensional. Look at it. I see. I'm a reptile. I'm an animal person. Period. Right. $20 free tumbler designs include. Right. So you look at this kind of stuff too, man. People compatible for 20-ounce skinny sublimation tumbler. Right. Remember what it is that you're putting this on. Look at that golf ball. I love that golf ball. I like that's a nice look. But you start looking at all these different things. Listen. This is your man, Sabir. I thank you for tuning in. We're at the hour. I thank you for tuning in today. You know, joining us for what we got going on here? For another episode of ALIM4U. I hope you got a better understanding of how, at least how we start the process. And you look at your merchandise and kind of get an idea for what it is we do in putting stuff together and how much work is actually put into it. But I also hope, most importantly, that you learned that you too can do this, right? All the stuff you see behind me, right? This stuff was designed by us. The same way you see it, the same way you see it. You know, we put a background on it. We started out this with a background, right? We took the same thing, the clip art, and we put the design on here, changed the whole background, gave it a different look. You know, we can put images in the sunglasses. See, it doesn't have to be just the way it is, right? You can take wording and put it over top. These are two entirely different pictures. The woman that you see is an entirely different picture than this. This had the dope dad. Well, you say dope dad, you got to have a mom. So we just added the mom into it. This is the kind of stuff that we do with the merchandise. So somewhere in there, if you're shopping through Etsy, you may see the dope dad image, right? But I guarantee you won't see the mother with it. We added the mother. We added the background. That's what we do. Right? That's what we do. That's what makes us different than everybody else. Right? We put work and labor into our merchandise. Yeah. Yeah, we get into it, man. We don't just buy these and we do a whole lot more to it. We cut it up. And you can do this in PowerPoint. All you have to do is just learn how to merge the images together. Soften the images, crop the images with different shapes so they fit perfectly in there. Well, you can't even see. Look. Can you tell me where these two are put together? Look. It's all in how you merge them together. It's one picture. I just loved it. This was one of my favorite ones. I said, well, how you going to have a dope dad? You got to have a dope mind. And I found the colors, all the colors. I found the colors to go with it, matched the colors up perfectly, found the image that I wanted, right? Because I have images, men, women, children, and you just put it all together, man. And look at that. Perfectly done. Dope dad, right? Strong message here. This is a message, man. Right? You say dope dad, it's a mom there. You say dope mom, it's got to be a dad there. You know, we got to sell the right stuff, man. That's what we focus on. We want to sell the right stuff. The right stuff, right? Showed you all these images back here, you know. Here's the one with the elephants, just so y'all can see this one, right? Right, we did the whole background, right? Change some of the imagery with it, right? Put some other stuff in the background, add some additional trees, extended the lake. It's so many different things you can do just to change the image ever so slightly. But listen, we're at the hour. We're at the hour. I want to thank you again for tuning in. Hey, listen, join us Thursday. I'll be back. And Thursday, some of the stuff that I buy today, I'm going to take it. I'm going to make something with it. I'm going to show you how we take that from point A to point B. Don't know if we're going to get to point C, but it's work that's put into it. How does this fit? Where does it fit? What kind of color scheme are we going to use? Are we going to use a texture? Do we want to use a flat background? You know, you got to kind of start looking at all those things. It's not just a clip, 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 clip. It has to be designed all the way to the end. It has to, and I'll show you the comparison. I'll show you the comparison before and after. Right? So you're able to see yourself, damn, they did that. And put that together with a great price, right? We beat anybody's prices in terms of our merchandise. We're not looking for 100% profit margin. Some people say, well, that's not good business. Hey, zero is always zero. I want you to keep coming back. I want you to keep spending your money with us. I want you to keep finding this to be the place. And I keep saying I'm the owner. I got a wife who's involved in this. Yeah, she's one of the designers as well. Yeah. And she's learning how to utilize the tools to create what's in here and bring it to life, right? But we want to give you our best. We want you to come home and stay home, right? We want you to be a customer for life. We want this to be generational, that your children, your grandchildren also use ALIM4U. That ALIM4U is a household name. A household name. You understand? Y'all have a great day. Let me play y'all some music. I play music on beginning and end of all my shows. So, you know, let me let you hear something. Let me pull something up for you. Let me see if I can't get this to come up. Get something on. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm also a recording artist. Let me just give you the one here. Let me turn this down. Make sure I don't want it blasting. Make sure the sound is on. All right, here we go. So the title of this song is Bow Down. If you've never heard my music, do yourself a favor. Go to your favorite music streaming platform and look for Sabir Ali. I'm right there on your favorite music streaming platform. Y'all have a great day. Fragile egos, they told. Most are divinely small. The wars within, fears in their throat, so full of sin they chose. Bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down. led us down the path. Now we're feeling God's wrath. Guns and roses, man's bloodbath. Pillars of salt, don't look back. He wouldn't bow down, but gives honor and praise. Knows the desires of man and where the loyalty lays. Planted so deeply, man's insanity. Hate-filled hearts, they're revelers of vanity. Their minds filled with want, they know not what they need. Paper chasers, greed is the seed. Fragile egos, they tote. Most are divinely smote. The wars within, fears in their throat. So full of sin, they choke. Bow down. Bow down. Pleading for things, bound by rings. Heart to the flesh, not what the herald angels sing. In his image and likeness made. They're murderers of a man who with all he prayed. Profess religion, increase division. Followers of one, yet none have the vision. Spreading his word, morally diluted. Values and beliefs all convoluted. Fragile egos, they tote. Most are divinely smote. The walls within, fears in their throat. So full of sin, they choke. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Life has levels, covered with shovels. The mind's consumed, the stench of burning flesh, the fire resumes. The end is near, it's death they fear. Self-imposed prisons, man's bidding brings tears. No accountability, a victim mentality. Historics, the crutch, consequence, fatality. A trickle-down theory, learned leader, delirium. Onus ordained by us, be wary. Fragile egos, they tote. Most are divinely smote. The wars within, fears in their throat. So full of sin, they choke. Bow down. Bow down. Free will is ours, misusing the hours. planning beyond the moment without smelling the flowers. Scripture is guidance, mankind's defiance, false reliance, but there's no alliance. How do you think this story is gonna end? When you're writing down your prayers, but you're not hitting send. Self-righteous and arrogant, refusing to bend. Your sin's still a debt, Grim Reaper will collect. The angels have scribed, your day of judgment is set. Fragile egos, they tote. Most are divinely smote. The wars within, fears in their throat. So full of sin, they choke. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Many profess religion, but where's the evidence of such today? That religion is going to change the world. We're so consumed with being in competition. All these different sects claiming to be the one. Where is the evidence that religion is winning? The devil is winning. Look around you. Look at yourself. Look at how you're living. Look at what you profess and look at what you're obedient to. Bow down. Bow down. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a great day. Bow down. Fragile egos, they tote. Peace.